ドジャースが終盤8回にスミス選手の逆転ホームランで開幕3連勝。今日の先発のグラスナウは序盤に2点を失いましたが、4回以降は立て直して無失点投球。一方のドジャース打線はなかなか反撃できずにいましたが、6回にフリーマンのタイムリー2塁打で1点を返し、さらに8回フォアボールで出塁したベッツ選手を塁に置いて、今日誕生日のスミス選手が逆転のツーランホームラン。終盤までリードを奪われる展開の中、雰囲気を一変させる一振りで球場のファンは大歓声。終盤の逆転劇にロバーツ監督も思わずガッツポーズ。そして9回は昨日に続き生トランペット演奏で新守護神ディアス投手が登場。打者を一人も塁に出すことなく3アウトを奪い、開幕カードスイープを決めました。この日が31回目の誕生日で、自身のボブルヘッドデーが開催されたキャッチャーのスミス選手が今日のヒーローとなりました。
Well, first and foremost, happy birthday! It is your bobblehead night. Something special tends to happen on these nights for you. Of course, run to win this game. What were you looking for against Murillo in that 2-2 count?
Yeah, thank you. No, he was kind of pumping the heaters there. I was taking the slider pretty well. I just got the barrel on a fastball and it snuck out.
Coming in clutch is what you do, but what is it like doing it back here at Unique Field at Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, there's nothing better than playing, in front of our home fans here at Dodger Stadium. Late in innings, we never feel like we're out of the game. It always feels like someone's going to come up with a big hit. We keep applying pressure. Mookie got on right before me. And tonight it was me that got the big hit. So off day tomorrow and back at it on Monday.
When you think about just how this game started, of course, I mentioned it is your bobblehead night. So that means your two daughters, Leighton and Charlotte, they threw out the first pitch. How special was it to share the field with them today?
Yeah, that was cool. I was warming up glass now in the bullpen when they were out doing their thing, but got to see them really quick. I know Char was excited. She was excited to do this time for Dodger baseball too. They crushed it.
Yeah, you mentioned Tyler Glass now. For him to throw 6 innings and then this bullpen, what they have been able to do to open this series, how would you describe the pitching staff this evening?
Yeah, really good. Really good. I think guys are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're pounding the zone. They're putting guys away. That's who they are. I'm just glad they're gaining some confidence these first couple of games and try to keep it rolling the rest of the year.
All right. Well, congratulations on this win, first sweep with the series, and happy birthday again.
Thank you.
続けて今日活躍したフリーマン選手とグラスノー投手のインタビューを紹介します。
Yeah, it was good, obviously. I was just talking to Dylan about it. I mean, there's different outs throughout the course of the year, and obviously there's reason for optimism after the last couple of games. I have been feeling good pretty much all spring training, even the last couple of games, even though I had nothing to show for it. So definitely nice to get off the barrel in the first one and hit a flare up the middle, and obviously once you get one, you can just kind of like rest easy, and then they played a shift on my third hit, and that was nice because then I was able to stay on a fastball and hit the left field and the line. So there's a lot of things that happened for me tonight that was very positive, and obviously Will on his birthday all at night and go right home. Obviously pitching key of the series, starters, bullpen, awesome job. Well, I stopped and I was like, is there any way around this? If I go out of the baseline, I'm out. If I run back, I'll just run second. So he gave me a little, come here. I said, all right, let's just do it. And didn't think I would ever be a part of a hug out on a baseball field, but I actually kind of forgot about that. Thanks. I'm very much a hugger. I think you guys all know that. Emotional man over here.
Freddie, in this situation, I'm sure you want to Will was in.
Yeah.
You're the first choice for yourself.
I think our whole lineup is a first choice. I've been talking to everyone on our team. I feel like could hit third in the lineup. And, it's just all stars up and down. I think everybody wants that about, and I think that's the key to our lineup. We all want to be in that situation. We all want to be the guy up there. And if you don't get it done, the next guy's going to get it done. So, but yeah, Will seems to be doing it all the time lately, and that's awesome.
I mean, that said, Mookie, right, takes his walk.
Yep.
Get on base. Yesterday we saw Tiny
Shohei's rolling over, getting the guy over. That's the key. That's why we're 3-0. Those are the things that aren't going to go on the box score that people aren't going to talk about. But that's how you win baseball games throughout the course of the season. It's team baseball, and you've seen it the last couple of days.
There's a lot of
communication is not a lot of panic in the lineup to start the season. What do you think is the collective approach for you guys at Alaska?
Yeah, I mean, we're really good at controlling the strike zone. Obviously, adding Kyle, he's big at controlling the strike zone, looking over baseballs, just lengthening our lineup. Obviously, we would love to get more hits than we have the last couple days, but I think with our lineup, no one's going to worry about that. It's going to happen. Baseball's hard. We're going to go through our stretches where we don't get the hits, but that's the key. We've got a really good people on the rubber there, too, that keep us in the game just long enough where we can come out and score some runs late in the game. So we got a deep and talented lineup. You can see coming off the bench today, you have Max Muncy, you have Freeland, so you have, and then obviously the guys that started, you have Santiago, who was an all-star a couple of years ago. You have Miguel, who's doing it all right now. So we just got a really good team right now, and good approach. Guys know their strike zones, what they're trying to do at each and every at bat, and it's working so far.
Are you digging the trumpet?
I am. I mean, when Edwin comes in the game, that means something good's happening for the Dodgers. So I'm a fan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, I think just missing out over the plate away to lefties, just late on everything. I think once I incorporated that two seam, it kind of got me back on track, and I was getting in on lefties, and it just wasn't so predictable.
I mean, like I just kind of navigated through their lineup, and obviously you hadn't played since spring, and you finding just kind of the stuff for you. I know you mentioned it was kind of appropriate the two seam, but did you find that kind of you're in a really good spot right now, just as you progress?
Yeah, I think stuff-wise and execution tonight was probably not as good as I think my last few starts, but I think as the game went on, I got a better feel. I kind of locked back into that consistent feeling I've had spring.
What are these conversations like with Will as going back in after the first and trying to get to that place where you know you can be?
Yeah, I think just the first 3 innings. I think Mark came in and was just saying missing out over, and let's try to incorporate that two seam. I think we all just got on that same page, and I was able to play stuff off of it, incorporated the slider too. Yeah, I feel like Mark kind of went in and was more like, let's get that two seam. So, yeah, thank you, Mark.
Obviously, you're already trying to get out, but is there an added value that you feel you do with runners? Like, you put some zeros up there. You guys have the kind of offense that, can flip a game late.
Yeah, I think at all times, no matter what the score is, there's a lot of confidence with anything can happen. We've had crazy long innings. Yeah, it never feels good to give up runs early, but I think it kind of can get you in that mindset of locking and just trying to keep the score small, because there is no opponent lead that is safe, I think.
When you see Will come up in a moment like that, is there ever really any doubt that he's going to make something happen?
No, not really. I just was sitting in here watching, just came up clutch. Birthday and bobblehead day. Just what a magical night.
Are you digging the trumpet?
Yeah, it's sick. It's really cool. I've seen it as a visitor, and then now it's here. It's even deeper.
What's the reaction when you got it?
There's 2 of them really good. It's just immediately kind of take a breath, especially late. Putting up a couple zeros, and then I think it would just suck to just give it that over. So for him to go out and play that defense tonight, it was awesome.
そして今日の大谷翔平選手は3打数無安打1四球。1打席目はカウント3ボール1ストライクから低めのシンカーを見極めて四球で出塁し、昨年8月24日の敵地パドレス戦から続く連続試合出塁を34に伸ばしました。ただ今日無安打に終わり、12打席連続無安打で打率は1割2分5厘となっています。そして昨日ホームランを打ったベッツ選手について、逆方向へのホームランを見てロバーツ監督は明らかに去年と違うと感じているようです。
At night as well. The swing is great. Like I've said, he just looks more physical, than a calendar year ago. Yeah, that's hard to do. But he's taking some good swing, good at bats, and I think he likes being in the 3-hole, where he can just kind of not have to worry about taking pitches and just getting on base, where he can sort of lends itself to being aggressive. But I think for him to see that ball go over the wall, he was surprised as anyone was, I think.
Do you see that his reaction to it?
Yeah, you know, but I love that. You know, that's the second game of the season, and you know, he's won X amount of rings, and he's celebrating. You know, the way he did that. I love that. That enthusiasm it's genuine, and it's a good thing for all of us to see.
以上、今回もご視聴いただきありがとうございました。別の動画でもお会いできるのを楽しみにしております。